recording. Okay. So I was waiting for a couple of students because this chapter is the most important chapters, okay, in this course. That's why I didn't want to have any missing student. Okay. In the last time, I just want to remind you, in the last time, we talked about intellectual assets, okay, the potential of technology. Okay. So we talked about the nature of intellectual assets and the evaluation of intellectual assets. We also talked about balanced scorecard to evaluate, okay, the intellectual asset in an appropriate way. Okay. This time, business level strategy. Actually, this is the most important topic. So I already talked about this again, and many times. Okay, how to compete in the market. Okay, how to compete to have competitive advantage. We talked about that. Reduce cost, increase product differentiations. Okay, then this gap between cost and product differentiation, it creates competitive advantage. Okay, this is the central idea of this chapter. Okay, so you are already familiar with this idea. Okay, the most important idea, and also you're familiar with this. Okay, so let's talk about that again. Okay, so exam 2, the next week schedule. Okay, next week Tuesday, we will have exam 2. And this exam will cover 3 chapters, chapter 4, 5, 6. Okay. 4, 5, 6. Okay. And next Thursday, presentation 2. Okay. In these presentations, you focus on your simulations. What you did. Okay. So, what strategy you use in the practice round. So find a strategy in your simulation and apply what we have discussed. Okay? So if you focus on the low price market or high end market, okay, it's totally up to you. But why you did it? Okay? What you did, why you did it? What was your strategy? Okay, what your strategy was, something like that. So like a cost leadership or product differentiation or combinations, whatever. Okay. So we are talking about your strategy in the simulations. Okay. Then you focus on, again, why some firms are successful, why others not. Okay. So we talk about any ideas about your simulations. Okay. So you only had just one simulation round. Okay. So probably you won't have many things to talk about, but I want to talk about your simulations. So you focus on your simulation, you present your simulations, what you did, how was it, what you will do, something like that. Any question? Comment? So you don't have any question, comment at this point. Okay, you don't have any issue like a connection issues. So you're ready to move forward, then please type yes. Wow, Grace, you're so fast. Okay. All right, thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much. Okay. So this is the distribution of your honor keys in the last time. Okay, average is a 7.15. Look at this, out of 8. It's good. Standard deviation is less than 1. So I love it. I love it. Okay, you are doing great. I am so happy with this. So your honor keys, your previous discussions, I am so happy with this. So let's start with honor keys. Okay, please go ahead. On Canvas, you can find chapter 5 honor keys. I'm gonna give you 10 minutes. 10 minutes. So it should be 2:10. Okay, please go ahead on canvas, take the warning keys. Okay, 10 minutes. Okay. When you're done, please type done to save our time. Okay, please type done. And I'm gonna mute my microphone for your test. Okay, I'm here. Okay, if you have any concern, just let me know. Okay, anybody needs more time? Just let me know. Okay, if there's no one, we can start. Okay. So we already talked about this topic again and again and again. Okay. So I'm a little bit speedy and concise. Okay. All right. Number one, a firm can attain an overall cost leadership position, reduce cost. Okay. By using automated technology to reduce the scrappage rates. Yes. Yes. Okay. So reduce cost. Okay. So one strategy, reduce cost. Okay. Cost leadership strategy. I usually prefer cost leadership strategy because it's a less risky. It's a less risky. Okay. So product differentiation strategy is a little bit more risky. Okay. More risky. Okay. Number two, a firm can attain an overall cost leadership position by purchasing media in large blocks, okay, and maximizing sales force utilization through territory management. Okay, I don't have any problem with this. True. Okay, so cost leadership strategy, product differentiation strategy. Okay, either one, either one. Okay. Number three, firms that compete on overall cost leadership are vulnerable if there is an increase in the cost of the inputs of which the advantage is based. True or false? True or false? You can type, you can say anything. Okay, either way, you can communicate with us. So number three is true or false? Yes, Walter, thank you. That's true. That's true. Yes, Stephen, yes, it's true. It's true. Okay. These days, today, market, okay, supplier market, okay? Exactly this is. Everything becomes more expensive. Okay? The shipping rate, okay? The ocean, maritime shipping, okay, is almost 5 times, 6 times higher than the previous cycle. Okay, so if you just send your product for $100 in the last a year, then these days you have to pay 500 or 600. Okay? Trucks too, truck logistics too. Okay, so inputs are getting expensive in this pandemic because many governments just release their money, okay? And then inflation is high. Okay? The money is rich in the community, then inflation. Okay, all right. So in this, cost of the input increase, then low cost leadership strategy can be vulnerable. Okay. Number four, a successful differentiation strategy. So product differentiation strategy lowers entry barriers. No, actually it higher entry barriers because your product, your service is better. The entry barrier is higher. Okay? Because of customer loyalty and the ability of the firm to provide uniqueness. Yes. Okay. So this is false. Number five, a potential pitfall of a focus strategy is that focusers can become too focused to satisfy buyer needs. True or false? Yes, it's true. It's true. It is this side of business identified in many Japanese makers. Okay, and Japanese makers actually developers. Okay, so not researchers, developers. Okay, they develop a lot of good techniques to make a good product. Okay, then Japanese economy increased, okay, grown a lot. Then they focus on their own technologies. Okay, then their final product is not just directly involved with the customer's needs. Actually, their final product is just a show of their technology. Then customers, oh, it looks nice, but I don't need it. Okay? Then their competitive advantage, is lower. That happens a lot in the Japanese makers. Okay. Number 6, in technology-intensive industries, the duration of a competitive advantage is declining. True or false? Yes, it's true. Okay, because it's fast. The technology is developing fast. So other technologies, okay, a new technology actually replace the existing technologies a lot and faster. So the duration of competitive advantage is declining, is a shorter and shorter. In the IT industry, probably the competitive advantage just lasts about 6 months, 3 months to 6 months. Okay. The biotechnology is longer. It's longer. Okay, a lot longer compared with the IT industry. IT industry is just 3 to 6 months. Okay, so iPhone, think about that. Okay. Makes sense. Number 7, an important advantage of first movers in a market is that they may establish brand recognition that may later serve as an important switching cost. Yes, it's true. Yes, true. Okay. All right. Did we talk about the first mover and second mover in this course? I know some of you already took my innovation management class, so you know this. Did we talk about the first mover and second mover in this course? Did we? Okay, all right. Then briefly, I'm talking about the first mover, second mover. Innovation market, think about that. A first mover is, a company that moves into that market firstly, okay? So innovator, okay? And second mover is follower. And first mover, okay? First mover in the market, they have a lot of advantages. If they become the first mover, they can educate customers, they can, set up the standard or something like that, okay? So many people believe first movers becomes a winner in that market, in that industry, but it's not true. Okay? In many cases, first movers are just first movers, and the followers actually become a winner. Why? Because the followers save their cost. Okay? First movers, they have advantages and also disadvantages. Okay? A lot of cost, a lot of burdens as a first mover in that industry. And then followers just take, benefit of it. And then followers and becomes a winner. Okay. So first mover, it has a pros and cons. Second movers too. Okay. So first mover, it is talking about first mover. Okay. All right. Any question, comment about one more case? So if you don't have any question or comment, you're ready to move forward, please say yes. Type yes. Okay, then I can move forward. Okay, thank you so much. And so let's move. So we already talked about that cost leadership, differentiation, and focus. So you need to think about your simulation too. You're gonna pursue cost leadership strategy, or product differentiation strategy, a focus strategy, or broad strategy. You need to think about that. Okay. Then you make your own strategy. Then you make following, functional strategy decisions. Okay. This is how you do your simulation. This is why we practice. This is how we practice, okay, decision makings. Okay. Then firms can effectively combine the generic strategies of, yes, cost leadership differentiation strategy. Then we're going to talk about some factors determine a firm's competitive advantage and industry life cycle. Why we care about industry life cycle here? Because in each industry, your strategy will be different. Okay, that's why we care about industry life cycle and turn around the strategy simply. Okay, we are here, business level strategy, chapter 5. Okay, all right. Then let's talk about A&P. It's a supermarket. So I assume that you already read this case. So you want to share these 3 questions with your team. Okay. So I'm gonna create your breakout rooms for your discussions. 10 minutes. Okay, now you can join with your team and please share your answers, your perspectives about A&P, these 3 questions. Please go ahead.
You are currently the only person in this conference.
All right. Okay. It's interesting, isn't it? Okay. So it has a lot of implications about strategy in your simulation too. Okay. So let's talk about that. Okay. So we know this A&P supermarket case. Okay. So anyone go to the first question? What decisions did A&P make when it was successful that led to its later failure? It's a up and down. Okay. What decisions did A&P make? Walter is typing. Anyone? You can just, freely discuss with this. Walter is typing. You have too many dividends instead of modernizing their stores. Okay, too many dividends. Okay.
They didn't really pay attention to the needs of their customer base. They were just expecting people to be loyal to their stores when really they weren't paying attention to like organic food trends and the fact that like stores like Walmart were coming in and they're offering better deals on the same variety of products that they were offering.
All right, Julia made a great point. Julia said they didn't pay enough attention to their customer base, but actually their customer base are changing, right? External environments, they're changing. And then they just stick with the existing customer base, and then they didn't pay attention about this change. So they didn't have what? Dynamic capabilities. So dynamic capability was problematic, and then they lost a lot of customers. And also, yes, Jesse says agreed and modernizing their stores. So their strategy, think about that, their strategy. Okay. Any other point? That? Okay, let's talk about the second question too. Okay, then we can combine. All right, how should the firm have responded to the new competitive challenges it faced? So, what they should do? Second question, please tell us what you discussed.
So some things that A&P could have done to respond to the competitive challenges is it should have innovated. It could have updated its stores. It could have started new marketing campaigns to cater to create a new consumer base. And they also could have focused more internally as opposed to giving out big dividends in terms of focusing on sales and finding a way to boost differentiation and set them apart from all these new competitors that were coming into the market.
Okay, so they should focus on a new strategy, product differentiation strategy. Okay, they should increase the level of product. They should increase the level of service. Okay, that's Steven suggested. Okay, so they were good at reducing cost, and then actually the market base is changing. Then they had to recognize this, and they need to change their strategy. It's a dynamic of strategy. They should pursue the changes of external, internal environments. That's what Steve suggested. Good. Very nice. Any other point? Any other comment? Okay, the next one. What firm do you see today that faces similar changes? How should this firm respond and act to reinforce its strategic position? How do you think about that? The last one, the last question.
I said food giant. It's almost like the exact same case, except they might not be quite as far along because they're not, gone yet. There's still a few stores operational, but it's pretty much the same problems. Their stores are outdated. Prices aren't really cheaper than alternatives.
Mm-hmm.
Understaffed and don't really have any competitive advantage whatsoever. So it's pretty much just a waiting to die off, pretty much.
Okay, all right, great then. Thank you so much. Okay, next point. I don't know very well about food giant, but I guess, okay. Ben actually point out the very, what is that, common situation in the supermarket industry. Supermarket industry. Supermarket industry is face a new change, a new challenge from obviously what? Amazon, internet, sellers. Okay? So they have to have, okay, unique product differentiation or reduce cost. Okay? But reduce cost is not easy in this setting. Okay? Compare with the Amazon. So probably the supermarkets should find the unique product differentiations that cannot be delivered by Amazon. Okay? Or they can have some networks with the online retailers. Okay? Then they just create a new business model by combining offline and online, like Whole Food and Amazon. Okay? They had a new business model between Whole Food and Amazon, I guess. All right, good. Thank you, Stephen. Any other point? Any other point? Okay, it's a pretty obvious one. In this point, so I just want to summarize your discussions. Okay, so AMP start with the low cost leadership strategy. Then actually they try to product differentiation strategy too, but it was not so great. Okay, then they lost their position in the cost leadership strategy, and also they lost a position in the product differentiation strategy too. So they actually are in the middle, being stuck in the middle. Then they failed. Okay? So in your simulation too, so think about that. What strategy you will have? Product differentiations or cost leadership? Or you can think of the combination strategy, right? Combine these two. But it is not easy to have a combination strategy. Okay? Yes, everyone want to have a combination strategy, but it's not easy to realize it. Okay, so you need to think about that. Okay, for me, with my personal characteristics and experiences as an investor, okay, I prepare cost leadership strategy, but it's not just my personal preference. Okay, I prefer cost leadership strategy. Okay, because there are many tools. There are many tools that can be used in cost leadership strategy. Something like operation management classes, total quality management, or something like that. Okay? The product differentiation strategy, it is rewardable, okay? But it's a high risk, okay? High risk, high return. So it depends on you, your perspective. Okay? So you decide your strategy, and based on this strategy, you make decisions on your department, okay? Departmental decisions. That's how you can play the simulations. Okay? Being stuck in the middle is not good. But think about that. Think about that. Okay? When you have a strategy, when you think about strategy, what strategy you need to find? A niche market. Okay? Niche market. Okay? If your market is crowded by other competitors, then it's not good. It's not good. Okay? So your first job should be, okay, you need to look at, now you can look at, okay, what others are located in the market, right? Very first round, actually all of your teams were in the same boat, so you didn't see what other teams are located in the competition landscape. Okay? But this time, you can see what other teams are located. Then you need to find a niche market, less competitive market. Then you have better performance. Please avoid being stuck in the middle. Okay? Any question, comment? If you don't, I want to move. So can I move forward? Please say yes. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you so much. All right, let's talk about a little bit more. Okay, competitive advantage. Successful company. So simply speaking, it's a competitive advantage. So sustaining a competitive advantage needs a appropriate strategy. Okay. So business level strategy, we talk about 3 levels of strategy: functional level, business level, corporation level. Corporation level, where to compete, how to harmonize your multiple business units. Business level, focus on a single business unit, how to compete. Okay. Functional level, it focus on efficiencies. Okay. And generic strategies, 3 generic strategies: product differentiation, cost leadership, and focus. Okay. So cost leadership strategy, reduce cost. Differentiation strategy, increase your product differentiation. Focus, niche market. Right. This is 2x2. 2x2 boxes, 3 generic strategies. Your market, narrow market, broad market, and cost leadership and product differentiations. Okay. So broad market, overall cost leadership, and cost focus in the narrow target market, niche market, and broad differentiation cost. Okay. If you understand this 2x2, done. Okay. This is the most important topic, most important discussion in the strategy management. Any test about strategy management will focus on this. Okay? 2x2. Okay? So if you understand this completely, you don't have any problem. Okay? Am I too fast? It's all right? Okay, all right. Thank you, Jesse. Okay, all right. So I just maintain this pace. Okay. Then cost leadership, low cost. Differentiation, better product. Okay. Focus, niche market. And 3 generic strategies. Okay. Avoid this. Stuck in the middle. Okay. ROI. Okay. Look at this. Stuck in the middle. No. Okay. And differentiation cost, combination strategy, ROI 35% is good. All right. Differentiation 32, cost 30. Okay. So based on these numbers, okay, differentiation ROI, differentiation strategy ROI is a little bit higher, but there is no no concept of cost to in this ROI actually. The differentiation strategy is the risk is higher, right? Of course. And cost reduction focus on some efficiency things, and differentiation strategy focus on some effectiveness things. Okay? All right, but avoid this stuck in the middle. It's not good. Okay? Cost leadership. I'm not going to replicate this. Okay? You just read, then you can do that. So pitfalls of cost leadership strategy. We talked about that. Too much focus on one or few value chain activities to reduce cost. Okay, it's a problem. The strategy is imitated too easily. Okay, why? Because it focuses on efficiency things, operation management things. So anyone can imitate it. Okay. All right, differentiation strategy. So better product or better service. Okay? Better product or better service. All right, then unique. That is not valuable. This is a problem. Okay? So you think this is wow, this is our core competence, but actually it's not. Oh, we talked about the blinding test of the Coca-Cola. Did we? Probably not. Okay. In a big experiment about the blinding test of Coca-Cola with other brands of colas, okay, the research actually finds that customers do not recognize Coca-Cola in terms of taste in the blind test. Okay. Then it was shocked. So many people believe that. Okay. So Coca-Cola tastes good, but it was not. Actually, customers didn't recognize it. Okay? So what was the core competencies of Coca-Cola? The taste was not. Okay? Probably the advertising, marketing channels, and some other distribution technologies, something like that. So in your actually yourself too, what is your core competencies in the job market? Think about that. Okay? So you are seniors, so you are in the job market. So what are your core competencies? Okay. How do you appeal? How do you attract, okay, your employers? Okay. So you need to think about yourself, your core competencies in your job market. Okay? So you don't need to reduce cost for yourself, but you need to think about your core competencies in the job market. Then you can use it. You can emphasize this. Okay? All right. Focus strategy is based on the choice of narrow market, all right, niche market. All right. Core rigidity is a problem. Okay. You just focus on niche market, then you don't have any interest in other possibilities. You just focus on this small niche market, then it's a problem because you're not flexible. You cannot have a perspective in other markets. This is a core rigidity. All right, core rigidity. So your textbook is not talking about this, but core rigidity is a big pitfalls of focus strategy. Combinations, integrating low cost and differentiation strategy is good as long as you are successful to realize this strategy. Okay, so combination is ultimate goal. And there are some techniques, mass customization and profit pool and value chain integrations, okay, to achieve combination strategy. But it's not easy. It's not easy. Pitfalls of combination strategy, stuck in the middle. Industry life cycle. We didn't talk about that. Industry life cycle, 4 stages: introduction, growth, maturity, decline. Probably I have this. Yes. Introduction, growth, maturity, decline. Introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. Right? This is a sales. Okay. So, introduction, growth, maturity, decline. You can understand this each stage. Okay. How do you think about that? The iPhone. Okay. So cell phone. Where is it? What stage? How do you think about that? What stage is it in? Cell phone. Type it. Yes. Type it. Yeah, everyone can type it. See, let's see what you think about. So, Noah, maturity, Stephen, maturity, Walter, maturity. Okay. So, anyone? All right. Probably yes. You are thinking about maturity stage. I'm too. Okay. Then, why do you care about this industry life cycle? Because in each stage, our stage will be different. So maturity, maturity stage, differentiation strategy, and also cost leadership strategy. Why? Because the technology is already matured. Okay. Then the next competitive advantage can be achieved by cost. You can reduce cost. Okay. So before this stage, introduction, growth, differentiation strategy. You can spend money, but you make a better product. But this time, cost leadership strategy becomes more and more important. Okay, so think about that. At the early stage of iPhone, okay? So iPhone makes better product. They spend a lot of money. And then iPhone went to China, Taiwan, okay, to reduce cost. Oh, so iPhone sees the stage is a maturity. Okay, they just recognize, oh, it's a maturity stage, so we need to reduce cost. Then to reduce cost, they went to China, Taiwan. Okay, and we will see sometime in the future decline stage 2. Okay? Then you can just read this, then you can understand. If you understand this strategy things, okay, then you don't have any problem with this. Got it? All right, then I'm not going to replicate this stage things. Okay. Turn around the strategy. Turn around strategy is, simply speaking, it's not good. The company is not doing good. Then they should an appropriate strategy to jump up. This is a turn around strategy. Example is Ford. Okay. Actually, they were not good in 20 years, 10 years ago. But these days, they are jumping up. Yeah. So reversing performance decline and reinvigorating growth toward profitability through asset cost surgery, select market product pruning, and something else. Okay. This is a turnaround strategy. Okay. So not usually, in many cases, okay, I also seek investment opportunities to try turn around the strategies. Okay, that company, all right, the company that have the opportunity of turn around the strategy, because think about that cost as an investor. Okay, the cost is low because this company is performing not good. Okay? Then investment opportunity is rich and the cost of investment is low. Right? And if this turnaround strategy is successful, they going up, then the ROI can be hit. Okay? Hit the selling. It can be home run. All right. So turnaround strategy as an investor, I are always seeking the opportunity of the company that can be applied these turnaround strategies. Okay. Make sense? All right, great. All right, this is pretty much about the business level strategy. And the next time we're going to talk about corporate level strategy. Okay. So, any question, comment? If you don't, please say no. Please say no. All right, great. So, corporate level strategy will be about what? Harmonize multiple business units. So when you read the textbook, think about conglomerates like a GE company, GM, okay, something like that. Okay? Then you can understand what this topic is talking about. Okay. So if you don't have any question, comment. Okay? I want to conclude this meeting. So I'm gonna see you on Thursday. Okay. You are doing great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. All right, thank you, Ben. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Stephen. You are doing great. You're doing great. Okay. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Noah. Okay, thank you, Grace. Okay, you are doing great. I love it. Okay. Thank you so much.
You are currently the only person in this conference.